Welcome all. Thank you so much for joining me again, or for the first time. We're going to get ready to start into a nice little flow to wake up our bodies and get ourselves moving. Probably been doing a lot of sitting around, maybe computer work. This will help us engage our bodies and get the blood flowing. So like normal, I like to start in a comfortable seated position to turn on my breath. I like to sit my toes curled under on my heels. It's good for the back, good for the line of fascia that runs up the whole back side of your body. And just find rest here. Slowly starting to let go of everything that's happened today before right now. Not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past. Just being here in every single moment right now. Beginning to notice your breath. As we take a big inhale, we open mouth, exhale, and force out all of the stale air. And when you're ready, sealing your lips and beginning your ujjayi breath. Swirling the breath through the constriction of your throat on the way in and mimicking the same thing on your way out, creating an even oceanic sound. Beginning to engage our core here, slowly starting to turn on our bodies. And when we're ready, on an inhale, coming to tabletop on all fours. And just sitting back into a child's pose. We're going to sit here for a moment, inhaling, creating length, and exhale, allowing our bodies to fold deeper into the ground. Heart melts towards the mat. Inhale, the crown stretches forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, your body melts deeper. And walking our hands over to the right. Allowing our left side body to open up. Relaxing our head and neck. And inhaling, creating length in our spine. Exhaling, allowing ourselves to melt deeper. And then slowly walking our hands back to the center of the mat for just a brief pause before we walk our hands to the left side off the mat. And again, inhale, we're creating length and space. And exhale, we're melting into that space we've created. Head and neck relaxes. Slowly beginning to take stock of what our body feels like. I'm sure we've already felt our hips, our backs, our shoulders a little bit here. Starting to bring your awareness inward. And then returning your hands to the center of the mat. And on an inhale, coming to all fours. Moving through just a quick round of cat and cow, inhaling and exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, arching gently, and exhaling equally gently, rounding. Inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, stepping back into a very soft, gentle downward dog before we slowly walk our feet towards the mat, bending our knees and slowly ragdolling up. On an inhale, stepping out wide. This time our feet stay at a 45, toes pointed out. On an inhale, stretching up tall, reaching your hands up as high as possible, lengthening our spine. And on an exhale, engaging and bringing strength as we find our horse pose. Inhale, reaching up tall, straightening your legs. Exhale, bending the knees into this horse squat, or goddess maybe. Inhale, arms reach high. And exhale, fold forward, toes point inward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. The right hand plants in front of the face. And on your next inhale, opening our chest up to the left. Left arm lifts up high to the sky. Our gaze points upward. And on your next exhale, hand returning to the earth, trading places with your right hand, palm flat in front of your face. And on your next inhale, right hand reaches up and we open our chest up to the right. Shoulders plugged in, core working strong. And on your next exhale, hands find the ground. Inhale, lifting halfway up with a long, flat back. And exhale, we're just going to fold forward here for a moment. These stretches are going to be gentle right now. Our bodies aren't warmed up yet. We're just beginning to take stock of what feels like what. My hamstrings are very tight this morning, so I am just moving a little bit. You can find movement in these postures. And on your next inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, bending the knees. Coming back up to standing. And returning to the top of your mat. Or coming to the top of your mat for the first time, really. So we're going to enter into our first round of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. So inhale, arms reach up high. Making sure our backs stay flat. We're not arching our backs. We're maintaining core engagement. Our shoulders are plugged in. Our armpits are facing forward. And exhale, folding forward gently with knees slightly bent. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, stepping back into a high plank. Knees can come down here for your first chaturanga. So we exhale and lower. Inhale, lifting up into a very, very gentle Urdhva Mukha Savasana, upward dog. And then back, exhaling into Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog. Taking a moment here, maybe walking your dog, bending your knees one at a time, stretching your hips, pedaling it out. Beginning to ask your body to engage properly. Starting from your fingers, your first knuckles are planting firmly into the ground so that you're not all on the heels of your hand. In fact, sometimes I lift the heels of my hands just to see. Arms We're strong and engaged. Armpits are facing down towards the ground, engaging our shoulders that way properly. Our backs are stretching long as our tailbone reaches as far back behind us as possible. Our neck and head are relaxed. Our jaw is unclenched. Our glutes and quads are firing. Our calves are turned on as we spread and engage our toes. We're pulling our hands towards our feet with active energy. And on our next exhale, slowly walking your feet towards the top of the mat. Toes slightly to touch. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, finding the top of your mat, stretching up tall, and exhale back into Mountain Tadasana. Inhale, now one breath to one movement. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, feet step back, lower down, gently and slowly. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Up into upward dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. And on your next exhale, coming to the top of your mat, walking. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, standing all the way tall, arms reach high. Exhaling, back into mountain. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, stepping back into high plank, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up into upward dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Taking our 3 breaths here. Now at the end of your next exhale, bringing your feet to the top of the mat, walking, stepping. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, reaching up high. And exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more rounds of these. Inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, stepping back and lowering down. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. If you're engaging your muscles, if you're using muscular energy, squeezing your muscles around your bones, these will warm up your body. The sun salutations are in the yogic practice for a reason. I don't like to move into any kind of stretches until you have actual engagement and warmth from the core of your muscle out. So that's why we do these. On the end of your next exhale, bring your feet to the top of the mat. And inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. And inhale, reaching all the way up. Arms reach up. Last Sunny. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, stepping back and lowering. Inhale, up into upward dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Inhaling, our right leg goes high. Open up your hips. Allow your leg to go as high as possible. Bending your knee. Maybe finding some movement. Drawing circles with your knee. Whatever feels nice. And then exhaling, squaring your hips towards the ground. Your leg will lower here. And exhale, slowly stepping your right foot between your right hands. Left heel stays lifted off the ground as we lift into crescent. Our hips are squared towards the front of the mat here. Our lower back is engaged so that we're not arching. And our arms are strong. From here, our left foot spirals back and we open up into warrior two. And exhale, our hands come down to the mat. Right foot steps back. We lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Left foot reaches up high. Hip opens. Movement. Drawing circles if that feels nice. And then squaring your hips towards the ground. Leg will lower. And on your next exhale, stepping that foot gently between your hands and coming up, keeping the heel lifted off the ground on your right foot into crescent. Again, maintaining a strong core, engaged legs. And exhale, opening up into warrior two, right foot spins down into 45. And exhale, hands find the earth, framing the left foot steps back, we lower through our vinyasa. Meaning back in downward dog. Taking 3 breaths here. You can always skip a vinyasa. You don't have to go down through lowering and up dog and down dog. You can just meet us back in down dog if your shoulders or arms or something isn't feeling happy. On the end of your next exhale, feet step forward. Inhale, lifting up with a flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms reach high. And exhale, back to heart center. Taking a second here to really engage our mountain. So, our cores are strong. Our hips aren't letting our back arch. We're engaging that. Our quads are turned on. Imagine yourself wrapping your muscles around your bones like you're trying to squeeze the marrow out of them. Toes lift up and find the earth spread. Big toes slightly to touch. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, fingertips brush the mat as we sit back into chair. Sitting here for 5 breaths. You can see the toes past your knees. You're not arching your back unnecessarily. Your arms are strong. 3, 2, and 1, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, bending our knees and finding crow. So crow might be new for you. If it is, knees go to your triceps. And this is an arm balance. So you will be working on lifting one foot at a time until both feet come off the ground. If this is just uncomfortable for you, just keep one foot on the ground and practice engaging that core. We're staying here for 5 breaths. And then our final breath. Feet come out into low plank. Inhale, lifting up through upward dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Right foot lifts up. Knee touches your nose. Right foot lifts up again. Knee touches your right elbow. Right foot up again. Knee touches the left elbow and stays here. And then right foot reaches up high. And then finally finds a place between the hands. This time our left foot is spiraling down as we lift up into our warrior one. Now bringing your hands either to heart or out like a plane, we're slowly going to shift our weight onto our right foot as we lift our back foot up off the ground. Staying here in this balance, arms out, if that feels comfortable. Hands to heart center, or straight out in front of you. That doesn't feel nice on my back, so I like to keep my hands front. And on your next exhale, slowly allowing the left foot to find the earth again, coming back into warrior one. Exhaling, allowing our feet to open up a little bit more as we come down lower into our warrior two. Sitting here for a moment, opening our hips up in front of us, shoulders open up, cores engaged. And exhale, warrior three, right hand lifts up high. We find a little bit of length in our right side body. And then spiraling back into warrior one. Feet might have to come back a little bit closer again. As our hands frame our foot, keeping our right foot in front of us. We're going to drop our left knee to the ground. As we lift up, here we're maintaining that our lower back is engaged. Our quad up here, our left quad is going to be feeling really tight. If it's not, then you might need to take more of that curve out of your lower back. And we're going to sit here in this stretch for a moment. On your next inhale, arms reach up tall. And exhale, our hands find the mat. Right foot stepping back, lowering down through your vinyasa. Meeting back in downward dog. This time left foot reaches up high. Squaring your hips. Left knee meets your nose. Foot reaches back up high. Left knee meets left elbow. Foot reaches back up high. Exhaling, left knee meets right elbow, holding it here for a moment. Sending it back. And exhaling, gently finding the space between your hands. Inhaling up now into our warrior one. Finding where we want our hands, starting maybe at heart center or arms outspread. We're slowly shifting our weight onto our left foot, taking the weight off of our right foot, As our right foot lifts off the ground and we come into a T. Finding peace in this balance. Our gaze is directly down. Arms reach out, finds heart center, or straight out in front of us. Our right foot is engaged like we're pushing off of a wall behind us. And on your next exhale, slowly, gently finding the earth again. Lifting back up into warrior one. And then opening up into warrior two. Gaze is directly over our middle finger. Inhaling up and exhaling into our warrior three. Finding length in that left side body. Dropping deeper in that left knee. Inhaling back to warrior two. Shortening our stance to warrior one. And then letting our right knee drop back down to the ground. Here, engaging our core, turning that right quad into a nice deep stretch. Inhale, hands reach up high. And exhale, hands frame the foot. We step back and lower down through our vinyasa, inhaling through our upward dog, exhaling back into downward dog. And from here, coming back into plank. Staying here for a moment. Pulling our belly buttons towards our spine, taking the curve out of our back, and slowly shifting onto the knife's edge of your right foot, finding your balance over your right hand and opening up into side plank. Shoulder stays engaged here. Foot can either be on the ground in front of you to help you balance, stacked on top of the right foot, or lifted up. On your next exhale, left hand finds the mat again as we come through the center, and then slowly finding the knife's edge of our left foot. Right arm reaches up as we stack our body. Right foot finding its place. Hips lifting high to the sky. And exhale, hand reaches back down to the ground. Through center for just another moment, we sit in this middle plank. And exhale, slowly lowering all the way to our bellies. Staying here for a moment. Now, with our thumbs pointing towards the ground, we're bending our knees and we're coming back and grabbing the outsides of your feet. On your next exhale, your feet will pull into your hands, lifting your chest up off the ground. We're engaging our core here. Our toes are working. And exhale, finding the ground again. We're going to do 2 more of these. Each one works to get a little bit deeper. Inhaling to prepare, engaging our core. And exhale, lifting up. And exhale, finding the ground again. Inhaling to prepare, core is engaged. Exhale, pushing back. Our fullest expression yet. And we're breathing here. And exhale, finding the ground. Hands find the mat. As we gently find cobra, feet are glued together. We're lifting our back or our chests up, head and neck up. We're not crunching in our lower back. And exhale, getting up off of our bellies, pushing back into a downward dog. Inhale, right foot steps between our hands. And your left knee can either find the ground or stay up and engaged. We're shifting both of our hands to the inside of the right foot as we find a nice long stretch. Here you can find your forearms. Stay up on your hands. You might even need a block if this is a very tight area for you. But we're just gonna sit here for a moment. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, allowing for depth. And on our next inhale, we come onto our hands. Right hand lifts up high, opening up in a twist. Our left knee is off the ground at this point, I'm sorry. And on your next exhale, we're twisting onto the outside edge of both feet. Our right knee pushes back as we open up into fallen warrior, I think. You might want to take a second to look at this if that instruction wasn't clear enough. And inhaling back up to center. Slowly just switching our feet. Left foot comes between our hands, finding either the ground with our right knee or maintaining engagement. Both hands will move to the inside of the left foot and finding our stretch here. Either moving to the forearms, staying on our hands, or finding a prop. We're just going to rest here for a moment. Inhaling, finding length, and exhaling, finding depth. On our next inhale, returning to our hands, right knee lifts off the ground. Left hand reaches up high on an inhale. Or left hand reaches up high, yeah, okay. And then on your exhale, spinning onto the outside edges of both feet as we twist open towards the left into fallen warrior. Finding a nice stretch in that left glute. And inhale, hand returning to the earth, foot stepping back and lowering down through your vinyasa. Inhaling upward dog and exhaling downward dog. From here, our feet step through our hands as we find a seated posture. And our legs out in front of us. Inhaling, beginning Tadasana. In this posture, 4-limbed staff pose. We are at a 90-degree angle. Our toes are pulling back towards us. Quads are engaged, calves are engaged, so the heels eventually will lift off the ground. Our core is firing, our hands are on the ground, and while our head is facing forward, our eyes, our gaze is downward. And exhale, relaxing. Inhale, lifting our arms all the way up. Exhale, finding our toes, our feet, our calves, our shins, our knees, whatever's accessible. And inhaling with a long, flat back. We're going to exhale and gently with our core forward fold. We're not rounding our backs here. And on your next inhale, lifting halfway up, and exhale, finding the ground behind your body. Fingertips are facing towards your feet. Hands are about 6 inches behind your bum. Feet and legs are now zipped together. And with an inhale, we're going to engage our core. And on an exhale, we're lifting our butts off the ground. Big toes work to touch the ground. In a reverse plank. Heads can completely relax. Doesn't feel good for my neck, so I keep a little bit of engagement. 3, 2, and 1. Gently with knees bent, we're finding the ground again. And slowly lowering onto our backs. From here, we're lifting up our right leg. Inhale, grabbing either our calf or peace fingers to big toe if we can reach. I would advise, if you can't reach your toes, grabbing some kind of belt or bandana and using that to hold onto your foot. The calf doesn't quite do it as well. But from here, our right foot is flexed, our left foot is pointed, and we're lifting up, knee to nose, for 5 breaths. Left hand on the left quad to make sure that we're not lifting that left leg off the ground. And exhale, finding the ground. Opening up all the way to the right, letting the foot drop all the way to the right while maintaining our left hip stays touching the ground. For this, squeeze your right butt cheek. That should bring you back to balance. Left hand goes out to the left as our gaze follows towards the left. Inhale, coming back to center. 1 more lift for 1 breath. And exhaling, foot finds the ground. Repeating that now with our left leg. Peace fingers find the big toe, or hand finds some kind of prop. As we prepare, right foot pointing, left foot flexing, right quad engaged. Inhale, lifting up high, knee to nose. Right foot on the right quad to maintain engagement. And then exhale, finding the ground again with your head. Exhaling the left foot open all the way to the left. Left butt cheek stays engaged to help keep the right butt cheek on the ground. And right hand falls out to the right, your gaze following. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling 1 more knee to nose. And foot finds the earth. Bending our knees to our chest, wrapping our arms around our knees. Squeezing as tight as possible. Ghost. Before we exhale into Savasana. Now stay here in Savasana for as long as you want. I'm gonna go away. But while you're here, try to let go of thought. It's okay, thoughts are gonna enter your mind. It's how our brains work. But allow them to lap up into your thought and then wash back away, just like the tide. You can't control what you think about, and that's okay. But don't judge those thoughts. Allow them to be there and then not. If you have time or if you have trouble focusing and your brain is just constantly twirling and moving and thinking about everything and nothing, a really great exercise to practice is on your inhale, thinking the word so, and on your exhale, thinking the word hum. So, hum. If you think about the words, forming them completely in your mind, it's hard to think about anything else. So take this moment as long as you need to rest here and allow your mind to slow down. Unclench your jaw, relax your tongue,